Hello and welcome to GregTech. What I'm going to do to start off is I'm going to go to the end. I'm going to look at something called Olivine, which I've heard is naturally occurring in the end. I looked it up actually, and it's apparently got magnesium, iron, silicon dioxide. It's got an orthorhombic crystal system, stretched cubic sort of system. I think there's 7 crystal systems actually. It's a rectangular prism with a rectangular base. But for the purposes of this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying to work out how to make emeralds from olivine. I'm going to use an industrial grinder. So the first thing obviously you need to do is get to the end. So let's see how we get along with that. So we'll get some Eye of Ender. That's a good item there from Steve's cards. We'll put the Eyes of Ender in here. Okay. And then we will head over into the end. So there's the Ender Dragon. Okay. So you can see there's various ores here. Now I'm actually tempted. What I might do actually, I think I'm just going to get myself a very powerful sword. So I have a feeling I might be able to. I don't really want to destroy the the beacon things because I may not even need to. If I just get a very powerful sword, let's see what I can go for. I've never actually tried using power on a sword. It might be quite handy though. I'll use power, I'll use smite. Alright, let me just get geared up and then I'll be back in a sec. You notice that these are actually on, I think it's bedrock, isn't it? Yeah. Interestingly actually, I'm actually on, I'm on peaceful at the moment. Which means I can actually fight him. There's no proper time, so it always looks a bit like this. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get him properly this time. Shouldn't be too hard. Man. I'll just use arrows. Come on. Oh, what the fuck? How am I missing there? Oh, we still got one left. Pretty sure I haven't got any others left. You see, there's a lot of different types of ore here. It's fun trying to beat him, actually. Man. Okay. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, yeah. Let's what should I do now? You get these huge experience pools. Some of them have got 10 in them. This is pretty cool. So yeah, I got to level 72 pretty fast. So let's for some reason I can't get. For some reason I don't know why the growth is not working properly, which is annoying. But oh well. So let's be careful here. All right. So I'll just do this. You don't need to be that careful if you're doing it like this. Do I need to get the one underneath? No, I can't really. Alright. Let's just jump up here. I don't want to touch it. And let's get my wither skull out. Let's just put another block here just in case it somehow for some reason went over there. And what about... I thought wither skull worked though. No, not that. Where's it gone now? Oh, there it is. You're going to want to lose it if not careful. Yeah, alright. Looks like there's either put a piston or put a torch underneath it. But I was sure my other methods work, but obviously they don't. So let's try a torch underneath it, that should work. No, maybe you don't do it like that, you do it something like this. Maybe like this. There we go. So there we have the Dragon Egg number 122. So what I want to do now is let's look at what ores we've got in this world. Yeah, don't see why not. Sodalite. Because I just think, because there's so much in the overworld, and I know there'll be less in the end, but still it's interesting to see it anyway. Not gonna lie, though, it's a bummer that I can't get the literally I look at you know, I look at the controls. I don't like this either, it's annoying. Gravity fly key, and they're normally set to F. Oh wait, maybe I'm wearing the quantum suit though. That might be the problem. I didn't choose the quantum suit, did I? Oh, I did. Alright, no problem. Okay. Awesome. Because this I'd much prefer, because at least I can fly. This just looks like, I bet it's not cold though. That is tungstate. That's from that is from GregTech, I believe. I think a lot of the obscure ones. There's a lot of someone called Sheldonite, I think. From what I can tell, they're actually all. Oh, I did actually leave one. That's awesome. So like, see, this is what I'm looking for. This is the Olivine, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, Olivine. So you may be thinking, well, what's going to happen now then? The answer is I'm going to try and do some machine work. One of the interesting things actually about the end is that when you do water, it goes much more seriously in the end, I think. If we get like a water bucket, we can get rid of some of this stuff now. Yeah. Stupid, I don't know where the house was getting it, no problem there. Alright. Whatever. So now what I want to think about is now to build this industrial grinder. Industrial grinder is a very important item in GregTech. And you may also be wondering why I've got the Dragon Egg. Let's look at that first. We want to go for the Dragon Egg Siphon. It's called Dragon Egg Energy Siphon, and it outputs 128 EU per tick, which is exactly what the industrial grinder needs. So I thought that'd be quite cool. So what we do is put that down, and then we get a Dragon Egg, and we put it on top. There you go. There it's on. So that is going to output, and we can connect some cable into that. Now, the other thing we want to look at is this is how to build it. And what we need is the standard machine casing, which is this stuff. And if we look at the recipe for this, we can see that it requires 6 refined iron, electronic circuit, or various gates or electron tubes, which are in forestry, which I'll be looking at when I look at farms. Farms are a very, very complex thing in forestry, actually, the most complex thing. Various machine holes. You can see there's multiple things you can put in here. Yeah, I'm kind of curious why this looks exactly the same to me. But yeah, standard machine casing we're going to need, and you also need a water source block, and we're also going to need reinforced machine casing. So let's look at that. Nice. Wow. Steel. Why has it got written iron then? Is it some sort of alloy or something? So this needs, see, the better. It's more upgraded basically because it needs the higher Buildcraft gates or the pulsating chipset, and yeah. So let's get some of that stuff. I wonder what this sodalite does. We'll look at tungsten as well. A lot of these you can put in the centrifuge and stuff, or there's you know, there's a lot of interesting. Basically, the most important thing is to realize, you know, centrifuge, which basically agitates stuff into order to, you know, it's just like a centrifuge in real life. Agitates it to release the stuff, extract it. Obviously, we've got its companion in forestry as well. The other important item is going to be the. Spell that right? Pretty. Yeah, it looks like I did. No, maybe I didn't. Okay, so there's other items there. Industrial electrolyzer. These are important items, actually. We'll see if I get onto them now. There's you know, there's a few other things I want to talk about. And this industrial grinder I'm about to build, it does need constant water in EU. So let's build the first layer first, which would make sense, I suppose. Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll actually get some of this casing. So we'll get some standard machine casing. And then we'll get some reinforced machine casing. And we'll build structure. So what we're going to need is 1, 2... I forgot about these boots. Alright, is it on standard? Yeah, standard. So we need nine boxes of stand machine casing. Now for the second layer, we don't want this one. We're going to want this there. So we've got 9 here. What we're going to need now is we're going to need the reinforced casing. And we'll put this down here. And the top layer is standard machine casing. No, I'll just, as long as it's not next to it, it doesn't normally, as long as you don't put stuff next to it, it doesn't normally interfere with this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll just get rid of it anyway. And yeah. So, let's have a look at the industrial grinder. Okay, so we'll do that. I think there is actually a way to just delete the whole. Can you control AA? You can't. Oh well. And this requires a lot of the GregTech stuff. Industrial electrolyzer, like I just mentioned. Pump. So this is a regular pump. Wolframian grinder, diamond grinder. Similar sort of stuff here. The diamond grinder is steel and diamond dust. A lot of these GregTech things, they use a lot of dust. You've actually got normal dust and you have tiny pile of dust. So it's another way to tier the dust in a slightly better way. And you can see they take 128, which is what we're going to be supplying it with anyway. So yeah, I think a gold cable might be alright. So so let's put some of these in then, the industrial grinders. Okay, let's get some of those, and can take a maximum of 4. There you go. You can see it's activated there. It's just gone green. You can see this is going to it's just going to work like that. I'm not sure if I can put gold cable. Might be able to though, we'll see. You'd think it'd be alright. Depends Depends how it sends the packets, because remember there's actually that thing with EUP as opposed to EU per tick. Sometimes the amount of stuff that actually goes through is not quite the same. If you watch one of my earlier industrial craft videos, you can see that. Let's see how this is going to do. Okay, let's not do that. Okay, it appears to be on here. Let's put in our olivine ore. Now this thing does actually need a constant supply of water, I believe. It needs constant water and EU, so... Let me try something. Okay, this is going into a bit of railcraft now. But you know, you can't, it doesn't always... I think, I'm not sure, but I think I should be able to generate it here as well. Let me just get around this. I think I should be able to do this. Let's do 1, 2. May need to do something slightly different. Let's see. Okay, it seems to be alright. Whether that will be enough is another matter. Let me just fill it up a bit. No, I'll use these. Alright, so now we've got the water. See, what I'd like to do is be able to somehow directly pipe it in. But I don't think the tank works quite like that. So let me just get this, yeah, I'm going to do it like this. Let me do this stuff for now. Okay. Okay. I don't know why it's going in there. Try putting it in the other side. What am I doing? I need a proper bucket, not that one. Alright. Okay, so I put the buckets in there. Ah, shit. Alright, I've got some going in. I'm just wondering if they're actually going to carry on going. That looks better. So let's see what happens now. So there we are, that's what I said, Mg2, Fe2, SiO4, tiny pile of olivine dust, tiny pile of emerald dust, and bucket. So they've returned. Alright, good. Yeah, and I should point out actually that olivine is actually a rare drop from emerald ore. So yeah. This is quite an interesting little diagram here. Yeah, you see, basically it's to do with the fact that each face in GregTech blocks you can actually that you can output and input from different. It's kind of different. I mean, it's something I'm going to have to really explore in later episodes, but really it kind of helps you, I think, and I think in the long run it's going to be very, very useful to have the green. I mean, that green dot seems very useful. Now, I've done a couple of other things actually. One of the things that we can do is for the industrial grinder basically, the water cells are not actually the best way of doing it. One of the better ways of doing it is we can use sodium persulfate cells or mercury cells. Now, sodium persulfate cells, we need 2 sodium sulfide cells. Let me just look at the recipe here. If we go to sodium persulfate, you can see we need a chemical reactor, and we combine sodium sulfide and compressed air cells to get the sodium persulfate cells. Now, compressed air cells are quite interesting as well. If we get, say, a scuba helmet, which we've actually got on already, and we get some of these compressed air cells, just go out here, yeah, get some of these compressed air cells. What we can actually do is we can go, let's just find a spot where we'd actually be drowning, like here. You can see that basically what's going to happen is it's going to go down to 4 bubbles, and then that's it. So we can breathe underwater for quite an extended period of time, obviously with doing it in that way. So let's look at some of the items we're actually going to be using GregTech most of the time. Chemical reactor, I've just spoken about with the sodium persulfate. You need sodium sulfide, compressed air cells, and a chemical reactor. And if we actually look at the recipe for this one, we'll just go to that. Let's go back to this, yeah, sodium persulfate. So it actually needs 2 of them. This needs 2 sulfur, 2 sodium, sodium sulfur, empty cell. So you can see how that works. And obviously we've got the centrifuge and the agitator sort of thing. Needs lava. Similar one in industrial craft. Is that industrial craft? Might be. Industrial electrolyzer as well. So for the mercury cells, which we can also speed up. Remember, in the industrial grinder, we need 2. Yeah. Let's have a look at that actually. You can see they're centrifuged from redstone, pyrite, ruby, and we can make various other minerals like that. Make a compressed air cell. We can just put in some empty cells in here, and you can see that we're going to get the compressed air cell, which let's have a look, see if there's any other interesting uses for that. Obviously it's a component really. Compressor, industrial electrolyzer, you can see, and it tells you the EU, the time, max energy, hydrogen. You see, it's dealing with a lot of chemicals. And one of the interesting things when I was looking up olivine, which I suppose is what this video is really about, is the fact that it's got traces of lots of things in it, and it's actually linked to basalt as well, which is so it's going to be very, very interesting to see how. I mean, because I think a lot of it really is based on kind of biochemistry. So I mean, and that is something which is definitely to look forward to. So yeah. I'll be doing a lot more on this and of course all the other mods, so thanks a lot for watching.